The following request is a birthday request from Beardman Evans. He has asked me to read my Immortal for him. In the sake of maintaining my sanity, I'm going to read, let's say, until I'm done, which probably will be when I slam my head against something. So, let's go ahead and get this started. Hi, my name is Ebony Darkness Dementia Ravenway, and I have long ebony black hair. That's how I got my name. With purple streaks and red tips that reaches my mid-back and icy blue eyes like limpid tears, and a lot of people tell me I look like Amy Lee. Author's note, if you don't know who she is, get the hell out of here. I am not related to Gerard Way, but I wish I was, because he's a fucking major hottie. I'm a vampire, but my teeth are straight and white. I have pale white skin. I'm also a witch, and I go to a magic school called Hogwarts in England, where I am in 7th year. I'm 17. I'm gothic, in case you couldn't tell. And I wear mostly black. I love Hot Topic, and I buy all my clothes from there. For example, today I was wearing my black corset with matching lace around it and a black leather miniskirt, pink fishnets, and black combat boots. I was wearing black lipstick, white foundation, black eyeliner, and red eyeshadow. For color. I was walking outside Hogwarts. It was snowing and raining, and there was no sun, which I was very happy about. A lot of preps stared at me. I put up my little middle finger at them. "Hey, Ebony!" shouted a voice. I looked up. It was Draco Malfoy. "What's up, Draco?" I asked. "Nothing," he said slyly. But then I heard my friends call me. I had to go away. Is it good? Please tell me, Fangs." Chapter 2. Author's note. Fangs to bloody tears 666 for helping me with the chapter. BTW, prep stop flamming my story, okay? The next day I woke up in my bedroom. It was snowing and raining again. Can't make up its mind. I opened the door of my coffin and drank some blood from a bottle I had. My coffin was black ebony, as opposed to... Inside it was hot pink velvet with black lace on the ends. I got out of my coffin and took my giant MCR t-shirt, which I used for pajamas. Instead, I put on a black leather dress, a pentagram necklace, combat boots, and black fishnets on. I put on 4 pairs of earrings in my pierced ears and put my hair in a kind of messy bun. My friend, Willow, "Raven, this is you," woke up, then grinned at me. She flipped her long waist-length raven black hair with pink streaks and opened her forest green eyes. She put on her Marilyn Manson t-shirt with a black mini, fishnets, and pointed high-heeled boots. We put on our makeup, black lipstick, white foundation, and black eyeliner. For color. OMFG. I saw you talking to Malfoy yesterday, she said excitedly. "Yeah? So?" I said, blushing. Do you like him?" she asked as she went out of the Slytherin common room and into the Great Hall. "No, I so fucking don't," I shouted. "Yeah, right," she exclaimed. Just then Draco walked up to me. "Hi," he said. "Hi," I replied flirtily. "Guess what?" "What?" "Well, Good Charlotte are having a concert in Hogsmeade," he told me. "Oh my fucking God," I screamed. I love GC. They're my favorite band. Besides MCR. "Well, do you want to go with me?" he asked. I gasped. This is for you. Remember that. Chapter 3. Author's note. Stop flammin' the story, preps, okay? Otherwise, thanks to the gothic people for the good reviews. Thanks again, Raven. Oh yeah, BTW, I don't own dis or the lyrics for Good Charlotte, or Shralot. On the night of the concert, I put on my black lace-up boots with high heels. Underneath them were ripped red fishnets. You can own a pair of socks, it wouldn't kill you. Then I put on black leather mini dress with all the corset stuff in the front and back. I put on a matching fishnet on my arms. I straightened my hair and made it look all spiky. I felt a little depressed then, so I slit one of my wrists. I read a depressing book while I waited for it to stop bleeding and listened to some GC. I painted my nails black and put on tons of black eyeliner. Then I put on some black lipstick. I didn't put on foundation because I was pale anyway. I drank some human blood, so I was ready to go to the concert. Oh, come on. Except no substitutes. I went outside. Draco was waiting there in his flying car. He was wearing a Simple Plan t-shirt. They would play at the show, too. Baggy black skater pants, black nail polish, and a little eyeliner. Author's note. A lot faux cool. Boys were okay, too. Hi, Draco. Oh. Hi, Draco, I said in a depressed voice. Hi, Ebony, he said back. He walked to his flying black Mercedes-Benz. The license plate said 666. And we flew to the place of the concert. Hogsmeade, if I remember correctly. On the way, we listened excitedly to Good Charlotte and Marilyn Manson. We both smoked cigarettes and drugs. When we got there, we both hopped out of the car. We went to the mosh pit in the front of the stage and jumped down and up as we listened to Good Charlotte. I'm not doing that. In the meantime, you can imagine it's Good Charlotte. I'm gonna grab something to dull the pain. Joel is so fucking hot, I said to Draco, pointing to him as he sung, filling the club with his amazing voice. Suddenly, Draco looked sad. What's wrong? I asked as we moshed to the music. Then I caught on. There are 6 things wrong with that statement. And it's not this story. Hey, it's okay. I don't like him better than you, I said. Really? Asked Draco sensitively, and he put his arm around me all protective. Really, I said. Besides, I don't know Joel, and he's going out with Hillary fucking Duff. I fucking hate that little bitch. It's finally something we can agree on. She's no longer relevant, I said disgustedly, thinking of her ugly blonde face. The night went on really well, and I had a great time. So did Draco. After the concert, we drank some beer and asked Benji and Joel for their autographs and photos with them. We got GC concert tees. Draco and I crawled back into the Mercedes-Benz, but Draco didn't want to go back into Hogwarts. Instead, he drove the car into the Forbidden Forest. Oh no. Chapter 4. Author's note. I said stop flaming, okay? Ebony's name is Anobi, not Mary, so okay. Draco is so in love with her that he is acting different. They knew each other before, okay. Draco, I shouted. What the fuck do you think you're doing? Draco didn't answer, but he stopped the flying car and walked out of it. I walked out of it too, curiously. What the fucking hell? I asked angrily. Ebony? He asked. What? I snapped. Draco leaned in extra close and looked at me with his gothic red eyes. He was wearing color contacts, which revealed so much depressing sorrow and evilness, and then suddenly I didn't feel mad anymore. I'm feeling pretty mad. And then, ellipses, suddenly, just as Draco and I kissed me passionately. Draco climbed on top of me and we started to make out keenly against a tree. He took off my top and I took off his clothes. I even took off my bra. Then he put his thingy into my you-know-what, and we did it for the very first time. Oh, I screamed. I was beginning to get an orgasm. We started to kiss everywhere and my pale body became all warm. And then... What the hell are you doing, you motherfuckers? It was Dumbledore. Chapter 5. Author's note. Stop flaming! If you flam it, means you were a prep and a poozer. The only reason Dumbledore swore his cause he had a headache, okay, and on top of that, he was mad at them for having sex. P.S. I'm not updating until I get 5 good reviews. You ludicrous fools, he shouted. I started to cry tears of blood down my pallid face. Draco comforted me. When we went back to the castle, Dumbledore took us to Professor Snape and Professor McGonagall, who were both looking very angry. They were having sexual intercourse in the Forbidden Forest, he hailed in a furious voice. Why did you do such a thing, you mediocre dunces? asked Professor McGonagall. How dare you? Demanded Professor Snape. And then Draco shrieked, Because I love her! Everyone was quiet. Dumbledore and Professor McGonagall still looked mad, but Professor Snape said, Fine. Very well. You may go up to your rooms. Draco and I went upstairs while the teachers glared at us. Are you okay, Ebony? Draco asked me gently. Yeah, I guess. I lied. I went into the girls' room and brushed my teeth and my hair and changed into a low-cut black floor-length dress with red lace all around it and black high heels. For comfort. When I came out, Draco was standing in front of the bathroom and he started to sing I Just Want to Live by Good Charlotte. I was so flattered, even though he wasn't supposed to be there. We hugged and kissed. After that, we said goodnight and he reluctantly went back into his room. Chapter 6. Author's note. I'm assuming it's supposed to say shut up, but it has a J in it. Prep's okay? P.S. I will not update up till you give me good reviews. The next day I woke up in my coffin. I put on a black miniskirt that was all ripped around the end and a matching top with red skulls all over it and high-heeled boots that were black. I put on two pairs of skull earrings, 2 crosses in my ears, and I spray painted my hair with purple. I swear every chapter was started by a Hot Topic catalog from about 1998. In the Great Hall, I ate some Count Chocula cereal with blood instead of milk, and a glass of red blood. I haven't the time nor the patience. Suddenly, someone bumped into me. All the blood spilled over my top. That's a fashion statement. Bastard! I shouted angrily. I regretted saying it when I looked up, because I was looking to the pale white face of a gothic boy with spiky black hair with red streaks in it. That could be anyone except for them damned preps. He was wearing so much eyeliner that was going down his face, and he was wearing black lipstick. He didn't have glasses anymore, and now he was wearing red contact lenses just like Draco's, but there was no scar on his forehead anymore. I wonder who they're talking about. He had a manly stubble on his chin. He had a sexy English accent. He looked exactly like Joel Madden. Or Daniel Radcliffe. He was so sexy that my body went all hot, and when I saw him kind of like an erection, only I'm a girl, so don't get one, you sicko. I'm so sorry, he said in a shy voice. That's all right. What's your name? I questioned. My name's Harry Potter, although most people call me Vampire these days, he grumbled. Why? I exclaimed. Because I love the taste of human blood, he giggled. Well, I am a vampire, I confessed. Really? He whimpered. Yeah, I roared. We sat down to talk for a while. Then Draco came up behind me and told me he had a surprise for me, so I went away with him. Chapter 7. Author's note. Well, okay, you guys. I'm only writing this because I got 5 God reviews. By the way, I won't write the next chapter till I get 10 God Vons. Stop flaming, or I'll report you. Ebony isn't a Mary Sue, okay? She isn't perfect. She's a Satanist. And she has problems. She's depressed, for God's sake. We have technology now that will fix this. I don't want to break anything trying. Draco and I held our pale white hands with black nail polish as we went upstairs. I was wearing a red Satanist sings on my nails with red nail polish. Author's note. See, does that sound like a Merusu to you? I waved to Vampire. Dark misery was in his depressed eyes. I guess he was jealous of me that I was going out with Draco. Anyway, I went upstairs excitedly with Draco. We went to his room and locked the door. Then we started Frenching passively. And we took off each other's clothes enthusiastically. He filled me up before I took off my top. Then I took off my black leather bra and he took off his pants. We went into the bed and started making out naked, and then he put his boy's thingy in mine. Docking. And we had sex. See, is that stupid? I skipped a paragraph. Oh, Draco, Draco, I screamed while getting an orgasm when all of a sudden I saw a tattoo I'd never seen before on Draco's arm. It was a black heart with an arrow through it. On it was gothic, bloody red writing that were the words, Vampire. I was so angry. You bastard, I shouted angrily, jumping out of the bed. No, but you don't understand, Draco pleaded, but I knew too much. No, you fucking idiot, I shouted. You probably have AIDS anyway. I put on all my clothes all huffily and then stomped out. Draco ran out even though he was naked. He was really big, you know what, but I was too mad to care. I stomped out and did so until I was in Vampire's classroom where he was having a lesson with Professor Snape and some other people. Vampire Potter, you motherfucker, I yelled. Chapter 8. Stop flassing, okay? If you do, then you are a prep. My dentist always told me to flass. Everyone in my class stared at me, and then Draco came into the room even though he was naked and started begging me to take him back. Ebony, it's not what you think, Draco screamed sadly. My friend Bloody Mary Smith smiled at me understatedly. The need for the apostrophe upsets me, so I'm just going to read it as bloody because she flipped her long, waist-length gothic black hair and opened her crimson eyes like blood that she was wearing contact lenses on. She had pale white skin and was wearing white makeup on. Hermione was kidnapped when she was born. Her real parents are vampires, and one of them is a witch, but Voldemort killed her mother, and her father committed suicide because he was all depressed about it. She still has nightmares about it, and is very haunted and depressed. It also turns out her real last name is Smith, not Granger. Since she has converted to Satanism, she is in Slytherin now, not Gryffindor. Vampire, I can't believe... Wait, no, skipped another line. What is it that you desire, you ridiculous dimwit? Snape demeaned angrily in his cold voice, but I ignored him. Vampire, I can't believe you cheated on me with Draco, I shouted at him. Everyone gasped, because apparently everyone gave a fuck. I don't know why Ebony was so mad at me. Wait. Trying too hard. I need to stop. When I went out with Vampire, I'm bi, and so is Ebony. For a while, but then he broke my heart. He dumped me because he liked Brittany, a stupid preppy fucker. We were just good friends now. He had gone through horrible problems, and now he was gothic. Haha, like I would hang out with a prep. But I'm not going out with Draco anymore, said Vampire. You're fucking right. Fuck off, you bastard, I screamed. I ran out of the room and into the forbidden forest where I had lost my virility to Draco, and I started to bust into tears. You get 2 more. I don't know if I can take this. Not in this sitting, no, no. Chapter 9. Author's Note. Stop flaming, okay? And read all the books. Books with an X. This is from the movie, okay? So it's not my fault. With an O. If Dumbledore swears. Besides, I said he had a headache. And the reason Snap doesn't like Hurry now is 'cause he's Christian and Vampire is a Satanist. MCR rocks. I was so mad and sad. I couldn't believe Draco for cheating on me. I began to cry against the tree where I did it with Draco. Then, all of a suddenly, a horrible man with red eyes and no nose and everything started flying towards me on a broomstick. He didn't have a nose, basically like Voldemort in a movie, and he was wearing all black, and it was quite obvious he wasn't Gothic. Is it 'cause he wasn't wearing fishnets? 'Cause I'm curious. It was Voldemort. Wait, what? Whatever, I'm trying again. No, I shouted in a scared voice, but then Voldemort shouted, Imperious, and I couldn't run away. Crookshanks, I yelled at him. Voldemort fell off his brooms, and I started to scream. I felt bad for him, even though I'm a sadist, so I stopped. Ebony, he yelled, thou must kill Harry Potter. I thought about Vampire and his sexy eyes and his gothic black hair and how his face looks just like Joel Madden. Right, where was I? I remember that Draco had said I didn't understand, so I thought, what if Draco went out with Vampire before I went without them, and they broke up? No! Voldemort! I shouted back. Voldemort gave me a gun. No, please, I begged. Thou must, he yelled. If thou does not, then I shall kill thy beloved Draco. How did you know? I asked in a surprised way. Voldemort got a dude, you're so retarded look on his face. I hath telekinesis, he answered cruelly. And if you doth not kill Vampire, then thou know what will happen to Draco, he shouted. Then he flew away angrily on his broomstick. I was so scared and mad, and I didn't know what to do. Suddenly Draco came into the woods. Draco, I said. Hi. Hi, he said back, his face all sad. He was wearing white foundation and messy eyeliner, kind of like a pentagram. Get it? Between Joel Madden and Gerard Way. Are you okay? I asked. No, he answered. I'm sorry I got all mad at you, but I thought you cheated on me. I expelled. That's okay, he said, all depressed, and we went into Hogwarts together making out. I don't know if you've made out and walked at the same time. I'm going to assume you have. And you know how not easy it is. Chapter 10. Stop it, you gay fags. If you do not like my story, then fuck off. P.S. It turns out Bloody Mary isn't a muggle after all. And she's Vampire are evil that's day. Why moved houses? Okay. Yeah, about that. I was really scared about Voldemort that day. I was even upset when I went to rehearsals with my gothic metal band, Bloody Gothic Rose 666. I am the lead singer of it, and I play guitar. People say that we sound like a cross between Good Charlotte, Slipknot, and My Chemical Romance. I don't want to know what that sounds like. The other people in the band were Bloody Mary, Vampire Draco, Ron, although we call him Diabolo now, He has black hair now with blue streaks in it. He's a ginger, goddammit. You can't steal that from him. And Hagrid. Only today, Draco and Vampire were depressed, so they weren't coming, and we wrote songs instead. I knew Draco was probably slitting his wrists. He wouldn't die, but because he's a vampire too, and the only way you can kill a vampire is with a C-R-O-S-S. There's no way I'm writing that. Or a steak. Not a steak, but a steak. And Vampire was probably watching a depressing movie like The Corpse Bride. I put on a black leather shirt that showed off my boobs and tiny matching miniskirt that said Simple Plan on the butt. You go, girl. You might think I'm a slut, but I'm really not. We were singing a cover of Helena, and at the end of the song I suddenly burst into tears. Ebony, are you okay? Bloody Mary asked in a concerted voice. What the fuck do you think? I asked angrily, and then I said, well, Voldemort came and the fucking bastard told me to fucking kill Harry. But I don't want to kill him because he's really nice, even if he did go out with Draco. But if I don't kill Harry, then Voldemort will fucking kill Draco. I burst into tears. Suddenly Draco jumped out from behind a wall. Why didn't you fucking tell me? He shouted. How could you, you fucking poser muggle bitch? See, is Dad out of character? A bit, yeah. Yeah. I started to cry and cry. Me too, girl. Draco started to cry too, all sensitive. Then he ran out crying. Bitch. We practiced for 1 more hour. Then suddenly Dumbledore walked in angrily. His eyes were all fiery, and I knew this time it wasn't because he had a headache. What have you done? He started to cry wisely. See, that's basically nut swearing. And this time he was really upset, and you will see why. Those 5 words, 4 of them were written entirely with a single character. Newspeak. Ebony Draco has been found in his room. He committed suicide by slitting his wrists. Bitch, you just told us he couldn't. Without a steak or a C-R-O-S-S. Well, since I'm on the page, I'll go ahead and give you one encore chapter because fuck everything, this thing sucks. Chapter 11. Author's Note. I said stop flamin', you preps. See, if this chapter is stupid. Exclamation 1. It deals with really serious issues. See for yourself if it's stupid. BRW, thanks to my friend Raven for helping me. No, I screamed. I was horrified. Bloody Mary tried to comfort me, but I told her to fuck off, and I ran to my room crying myself. Dumbledore chased after me shouting, but he had to stop when I went into my room because he'd look like a perv that way. Bitch, he owns this place. Anyway, I started crying tears of blood, and then I slit both my wrists. They got all over my clothes, so I took them off and jumped into the bath angrily while they put on a Linkin Park song at full volume. I grabbed a steak. Not more. And almost stuck it into my heart to commit suicide. I was so fucking depressed. I got out of the bathtub and put on a black low-cut dress with lace all over it and sandally. I put on my black high heels with pink metal stuff on the ends and 6 pairs of skull earrings. I couldn't fucking believe it. Me neither. Then I looked out the window and screamed. Snap was spying on me and he was taking a videotape of me. And Lupin was masticating to it. They were on their broomsticks, masticating. Ew, you fucking perv. Stop looking at me naked. Are you pedos or what? I screamed, putting on a black towel with a picture of Marilyn Manson on it. Suddenly, Vampire ran in. Abracadabra! He yelled at Snape and Lupin and pointing at his womb. I took my gun and shot Snape and Lupin a gazillion times. And they both started screaming and the camera broke. Suddenly, Dumbledore ran in. Ebony, it has been revealed that someone has... No! He shouted, looking at Snape and Lupin as he waved his wand, and suddenly Hagrid ran outside on his broom and said everyone needed to talk. What do you know, Hagrid? You're just a little Hogwarts student. I'd never read the books, but I know better. I may be a Hogwarts student, Hagrid paused angrily, but I'm also a Satanist. This cannot be, Snap said in a crisp voice as blood dripped from his hand where Dumbledore's wand had shot him. There must be other factors. You don't have any. I yelled in madly. Lupin held up the camera triumphantly. Hi. The lens may be ruined, but the tape is still there. I felt faint, more than I normally do, like how it feels when you do not drink enough blood. I cannot say I relate. Let's just call it bacon, when I don't get enough bacon. Why are you doing this? Lupin said angrily while he rubbed his dirty hands in his cloak. But then I heard the words I had heard before, but not from him. I did not know whether to feel shocked or happy or to bite him and drink his blood because I felt so faint. Because... Hagrid said, and he paused in the air dramatically. Dramatically. Waving his wand in the air. Then swooped he, and singing to the tune of a gothic version of a song by 50 Cent. Because you're Gothic? Snap asked a little afraid voice, because he was afraid it meant he was connected with Satan. Because I love her. Ooh. Oh. Oh. There's... Okay, so, reading this next chapter, I'm gonna have to keep going. Chapter 12. Author's note. Stuffing, okay? Hagrid is a pedo too. A lot of people in American schools are like that. I wanted to address the issue. How do you know Snape ain't Christian? Because Hagrid isn't really in love with Ebony. That was Cedric, okay? You're lucky that I translated it, because if you were to read it, this isn't even spelled remotely close. Half of it, I think, is in Japanese. Huh. I was about to slit my wrists again with the silver knife that Drago had given me in case anything happened to him. He had told me to use it valiantly against an enemy, but I knew that we must go together. You know, when you say one thing and mean the opposite. No, I thought it was Hagrid, but it was Vampire. He started to scream. Oh, MFG, no, my scar hurts. And then, ellipses. Another set of ellipses. His eyes rolled up. You can only see his red whites. Red whites. I stopped. How did you know? I saw it, and my scar turned back into the lightning bolt. No, I ran up closer. I thought you didn't have a scar anymore, I shouted. I do, but Diabolo changed it into a pentagram for me, and I always covered up with foundation, he said back. Anyway, my scar hurt, and it turned back into a lightning bolt. Save me! Then I had a vision of what was happening to Draco. Voldemort has him in bondage. Anyway, I was in school nurse's office, now recovering from my slit wrists. Snap and Lupin and Herod were in there too. They're going to St. Mango's after they recovered because they were pedophiles. Files, like, not that they love anything, it's that they're sorted that way. And if you can't have those fucking pervs teaching in a school with lots of hot girls, Dumbledore had constipated the Sidio camera, and they took of me naked. I put up my middle finger at them. Anyway, Hagrid came into the hospital bed holding a bouquet of pink roses. "Onobi, I need to tell you something," he said in a serious voice, giving me the roses. "Fuck off," I told him. "You know I fucking hate the color pink anyway, and I don't like fucked up preps like you," I snapped. Hagrid had been mean to me before, but for being gothic. "No, Onobi," Hagrid says, "those are not roses." I'm keeping this up. "What, are they goths too, you poser prep?" I asked because I was angry that he had brought me pink roses. "Bitch, he told you they ain't roses." "I saved your life," he yelled angrily. "No, you didn't," I replied. "You saved me from getting a Paris Hilton pee video of me from your shower scene and being viewed by Snap and Lupin, who masturbated." "See, is that spelled wrong?" Yes, it is." He added silently, "Whatever." I can't take this. He pointed his wand at the pink roses. "Those aren't roses." He suddenly looked at them with an evil look in his eyes and muttered, "Well, if you wanted honesty, that's all you had to say." "That's not a spell, that's an MCR song," I corrected him wisely. "I know, I was just warming up my vocal cords." And then he screamed, "Patulus Marengo mi Camilli Romasio." For all you cool gothic MCR fans out there, that is a tribute. Especially for Raven. I love you, girl. Imo noto okeo. Oh, I'm not okay. But with all the O's at the end. Spanish. And then the roses turned into a huge black flame floating in the middle of the air. And it was black. Now I knew he wasn't a prep. "Okay, I believe you now. What the fuck is... WTF is Draco?" Hagrid rolled his eyes. I looked into the balls of flame, but I could see nothing. "You see?" Dumbledore said, watching the two of us watching the flame. "To see what is in the flames." Haha, you reviewer flames, get it? You must find yourself first, Kay. Words of wisdom. "I have found myself, okay, you mean old man," Hagrid yelled. Dumbledore looked shocked. There are 4 less E's than there should be. I guess he didn't have a headache, or else he would have said something back. Hagrid stormed off the back into his bed. "You are a liar, Professor Dumbledore." Anyway, when I got better, I went upstairs and put on a black leather mini dress that was all ripped on the ends with lace on it. There was some corset stuff on the front. You know, corset stuff. I then put on black fishnets and black high-heeled boots with pictures of Billy Joe Armstrong on them. Gaudy. I put my hair all out around me and it looked like Samara from The Ring. If you don't know who she is, you're a prep, so fuck off. I keep calling back to you. No, I didn't know. And I put on blood red lipstick, black eyeliner, and black lip gloss. "You look kawaii, girl," Bloody Mary said sadly. "Fangs. Get it?" "You do too," I said sadly too, but I was still upset. I slit both of my wrists, feeling totally depressed, and I sucked all the blood. I cried again in my bathroom and put the shades on so Snap and Lupin couldn't spy on me this time. I went to some classes. Vampire was in the hair of magical magic creatures. Oh, there's more. He looked all depressed because Draco had disappeared, and he had used to be in love with Draco. He was sucking some blood off from a Hufflepuff. Hi, he said in a depressed way. Hi back, I said in a walkily sad way. We both looked at each other for some time. Harry had beautiful red gothic eyes, so much like Draco's. Those are contact lenses. I burned. Then we jumped on each other and started screwing each other. Stop it now, you horny simpletons, shouted Professor McGoggle, who was watching us, and so was everyone else. Vampire, you fucker, I said, slapping him. Stop trying to screw me. You know I love Draco, yeah, I shouted, and then I ran away angrily. He started to scream, "Oh, MFG, no, my scar hurts." Then his eyes rolled up. You could only see his red whites. No, I ran up closer. I thought you didn't have a scar. Oh my god, she wrote this twice. It's the same. I do, but Diabolo changed it to a pentagram for me, and I always covered up with foundation, he said back. Anyway, my scar hurt, and I had a vision of what was happening to Draco. Voldemort has him in bondage. Special thanks to Raven, my Gothic's blood sister. WTF, you're supposed to writ this! Exclamation 111111111. Hey Raven, do you know where my sweater is? And with that, I'm gonna have to stop. I hope you've enjoyed this dramatic reading, and if you're lucky, you can probably convince me to do another part of it, but by God, I can't keep going. It hurts. Physically. So I hope you had a great birthday and that your shift went well. Until next time, ma'am.